Welcome back to this series of videos on Southwire MCAP cable. My name is Dave Watson. I'm a Principal Applications and Consulting Engineer. I work with our applications team, and I'm also quite involved in codes and standards activities, including the National Electrical Code on 2 code-making panels. I'm also involved in a number of standards technical panels within UL and CSA, as well as a number of other organizations. This is the third video in the series, and this video will be especially important to the installers and the inspector community. This is going to be about the NEC and UL requirements for the product, and it'll cover the installation of the product. So, just to review, there are 4 videos in this series. This is the third video. The first video is an introduction to the AC, MC, and MCAP products, so you can understand the evolution of MCAP cable. The second video is a deeper dive into the performance of MCAP cable, especially in regards to grounding. This third one is primarily focused on the installation. The fourth one is going to be focused on 2 particular variations of this product. One is for the healthcare facilities marketplace. The other is for the power plus control and signal applications, things like LED dimming. So let's dive into the installation video. First, let's look at the NEC references for this product. Those are to be found primarily in NEC Articles 250 and 330. 250 regards grounding, 330 is specifically for MC cable. NEC 250.118.10b addresses the types of equipment grounding conductors. Now, in this particular section, it says that the combined ground path of the armor plus the bare aluminum conductor is going to be permitted. That was a change that was, again, made some years ago, back in the 60s, I believe, to allow this type of equipment grounding conductor. Also, the size of the equipment grounding conductors is covered in NEC 250.122. For MCAP cable, the ground path provides the same level of grounding performance as an insulated equipment grounding conductor in a type MC cable, because that bare aluminum conductor is sized per the same table. It's sized per 250.122. So it is a full-size equipment grounding conductor that is working in conjunction with the armor. Now, this is a little different from the old style type AC or BX cables that were largely dependent upon the armor itself. It utilized a bond wire underneath the armor, but the main component of handling that equipment grounding function was through the armor. Then with MC cable, you were relying on a separate conductor and not on the armor. With MCAP, now you are relying on a full-size conductor plus the armor. This gives you the best of all worlds. Article 330, especially section .108, covers equipment grounding conductors for MC cables, and really all it does is point to the 2 sections that we've already discussed back in NEC Article 250. So yes, Southwire MCAP product complies with the NEC mandates and requirements regarding grounding for our MC cables. Now, for the UL standards involved, the UL standard for MC cable is UL 1569. For AC cable, that was UL 4. As we discussed earlier, UL 1569 is a performance-based standard, and it allows great variations in the construction of these cables, including the allowances for the MCAP cables. The UL category is PJAZ. Those of you who may remember the UL White Book, where you would go and review the UL application notes, if you will, for using their listed products. So that still exists today online. You can find it for, I believe it's called UL Product IQ. You can find that with a web search. From the guide info for PJAZ, says that cable with interlocked armor that has been determined to be suitable for use as a grounding means has interlocked aluminum or steel armor in direct contact with a single full-sized bare aluminum grounding bonding conductor. This cable is marked to indicate that the armor grounding conductor combination is suitable for ground. And it is marked in two places, actually. There is a clear mylar tape that is over the phase and neutral conductors in an MCAP product. And that will have the marking as well as the neutral conductor, the white conductor, will also be marked to indicate that the armor is acting as an equipment grounding conductor per the UL requirements. A few more words about the equipment grounding conductor, and this is a repeat from an earlier video, but this is important that we cover this. The bare aluminum wire that's in conjunction with the armor, it can only be used as the NEC recognized equipment grounding conductor, cannot be used as a phase or a neutral conductor. There are some cable constructions that you can do that with, but not with this procedure, okay? The aluminum wire is cut flush with the armor when applying the proper fittings, and we'll discuss that in more detail in just a moment. It's not terminated in the same way as AC cable, and I see this is done incorrectly in the field at times. So we'll show that in just a minute. So you cut it flush with the armor, then you apply the proper fitting, which is an MCI-A fitting. Now, today, most of, if not all of, the fittings designed for MC cables will work for MCI-A type products like this, MC cable and AC cable. But just verify that your listing for MCI-A fittings is in place. There are simple installation steps, basically 5 steps to installing this product. I'll go over it here on this graphic, but then we will also take a look at the cable closely in just a moment. Step number 1 is remove the armor. Ideal tool for this is called a roto-split. We'll show you that shortly. Steps 2 and 3 is to separate and then terminate the aluminum grounding conductor. So you separate it from the other conductors, fold it back about 120 degrees over the armor. That's not critical. The key thing is fold it back and then you cut it off flush with the armor. So that's steps 2 and 3. Step 4 is now you install the fitting to bond the connection. And if you're using the fittings that I'm going to show in a moment, the snap fit fittings, this is a very, very easy step to do. So, but if you're using a fitting that is screw-based, has a saddle in it, just be sure that you use the proper one to establish that bond to the outlet box. And then within the device, you have step 5, where you ground the wiring devices themselves. So you'll need to utilize a self-grounding device, or you may need to use a bonding jumper to connect from the device to the box. So utilizing MCAP cable, again, it's critical that you do this because the listing of the fitting is for the correct installation method, which is to remove that equipment grounding conductor, bare aluminum conductor, even with the armor. So fold it back, snip it off, and then in this graphic you can see the push-on, snap-in type fittings that are very quick to install and that will increase the grounding reliability of your system. So now let's take a look at some of these different products, the AC cable, MC cable, and MCAP cable, and the way that they are installed. First, before we show the installation of terminations onto these products, I'd like to show you the Southwire RotoSplit tool, which is a great tool for removing the armor on armored cables. Prior to this tool, the way most people would do it in the field is to use a hacksaw to cut one of the strips all the way through and then remove the armor. With this, you can control the depth of the cut exactly and cut just the exact size of the strip that's required. And it's very easy. You simply put the product in, squeeze, twist, and then you've removed the armor. So it's a much cleaner, easier, safer installation method compared to using a hacksaw. First, let's take a look at how to terminate type AC cable. As we discussed earlier, there is a paper wrap over the conductors, around the complete set of conductors, and then individually around these conductors. So let's get rid of that and remove it. Then we need to take this bonding wire, the 16-gauge bonding wire, bend it back over the armor, and then wrap it around the armor. Now, inspectors, in order to know that this was installed correctly, like to see the end of this bond wire sticking on the outside of the fitting. So hopefully we'll leave this little tail sticking out. Then I'm going to take a fitting. This is provided by Arlington Industries. This is a snap-on type of fitting, very fast installation. It's rated for not only AC cable, but also MC cable, and it's MCI-A rated for our MCAP products. So let's slide it onto this. There we go, snapped into place. And you can see the tail sticking out for the inspector to see when you're installing type AC cable. Now this is type MC cable. In this construction, we have Mylar plastic wrap over all of the conductors. So we'll need to take that and remove it. And in opposition to type AC cable, there is no need to fold a conductor back over and wrap it around the armor. Instead, remember the equipment grounding conductor will be taken into the device, the panel, box, whatever, and landed. So let's run these conductors through the fitting. So slide it over the conductors, snap it onto the armor, and you are done. This is our Southwire MCAP cable. I've already used the RotoSplit tool to separate the aluminum strip on this product so that we can easily remove the armor in one piece. Now we can see the conductors. I've already removed the tape as well. Here's the neutral and phase conductor, and then here is the full-size equipment grounding conductor that's in contact with the armor. Now, in comparison to type AC cable, where we took the bond wire, we wrapped it back over the armor and then around the armor, this you do not do that. For this product, you take it, bend it back about 120 degrees or so, and then we're going to cut it off flush with the armor, like that. Then we'll take our MCI-A rated fitting, slide it on, snap into place, and there you go. You have now terminated your MCAP cable. This is our PVC jacketed MC cable. As compared to the standard type MC cable or to type AC cable, With the addition of the PVC jacket, this product can be installed in wet locations or in direct burial applications. Now, in wet locations, you'll need to use a fitting that's rated for wet locations. I have an example of that to show you now. This fitting was provided by Arlington Industries, so thanks to them. But these types of fittings are also available from a number of other fitting manufacturers. So again, pretty straightforward fitting to install, and this can be installed on the box or panel, and there you go. I'd like to thank Arlington Industries for providing the MCI-A fittings that we showed in our video section. Now, most common AC and MC cables today have the MCI-A rating. We have a chart on our website with the different fittings that are available, but they're available from a number of companies, including Arlington, Bridgeport, Thomas & Betts, Rayco, Kraus-Heinz, OZ Gedney, and a number of others. So these should be readily available in the marketplace. There are 3 field installation advantages to working with Southwire and working with this product. Number 1 is this product is enhancing the grounding reliability compared to the previous versions of armored cable. Number 2 is it's eliminating the workmanship variability. Number 3 is going to reduce the time and overall project cost, because you're reducing the number of terminations that you have to make, you're reducing the box fill, things will be cleaner and more consistent when you're operating with this product. Concerning the grounding reliability, this product actually has better grounding performance than any of the other armored cable constructions. There is a video that should be available online from the Southwire training department that shows this very graphically with the help of a special test rig that will show how quickly the overcurrent devices will react when using the different products when they're subjected to a fault current situation. So this product actually increases the safety as well. Thank you for joining us for this video. There's one more video in this series. The next video will cover 2 variations of the MCAP product. One is for healthcare facilities. The other is for power plus control and signal applications, things like the LED dimming applications. So please join us for that.